Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to keepbusy.com. The one of the fastest growing business lifestyle magazine. And next to me, I've got Septi. I hope I am saying your name right.
Yeah, it is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Septi is here at the Meetings Africa Media Launch in Senton, and he was one of the guests on the panel. And he's doing some quite interesting work with the SMEs in the continent, and I just thought I should have a chat with him. But before we get there, can you just kindly introduce yourself and just tell us a bit about what you do?
Yeah, my name is Septi Bukula. I run an organization called Rendzo Network, which is a national network of tourism SMEs, mainly tour operators, which has been running since about 2017. So we're about 6 years or thereabouts now. But my background is that I've been involved in SME development for more than 25 years as a professional researcher in entrepreneurship and small business policy and support programs. So small business development has been my life.
Mm-hmm. When you say SMEs, it's a buzzword that has been going around, I think, since the dawn of democracy, right? And when I think of SMEs, it's like, business people that are up and coming, that are just trying to get out there. And, you do research on that. What have been some of your learnings over the years about what SMEs are and what they need?
Look, I'm really passionate about SMEs because SMEs are the backbone of any economy. And I'm not just talking about South Africa, I'm talking statistics globally. In almost every economy, SMEs will form the bulk of enterprises in that economy. So they drive economies, they drive employment growth, they drive economic competitiveness. And so to us, SMEs are not a sideshow. SMEs are the mainstream. And so for all my years in the field of SME development, my message has been consistent, and it's the same message now in tourism. And I'm saying you cannot treat SMEs as though they are the sideshow. There's the main act, which is the big players, and then there's the sideshow called SMEs. No, I dispel that. SMEs are the mainstream. In tourism in this country, if you took away all the SMEs, you would not have tourism supply in this country. You would not have tour guides, you would not have tour operators, you would not have accommodation. I mean, if you took SMEs out of the system, you wouldn't have tourism supply in the country. So the message that we're getting across consistently, to authorities is that focus on SMEs, drive SMEs, invest in SMEs, remove the obstacles that SMEs face, and create an environment in which they can thrive. And then we say to SMEs, guys, don't treat yourself as if you secondary to others. You're the main act. Stand up, lift your chin, and say, we are in the room, we want to be recognized, we want the opportunities to open, because you are the main act. You are the main play in any economy.
You mentioned earlier on, when you were speaking, that this year you plan on doing a few events with your organization, and the main focus is to empower SMEs. Tell me a bit more about that and explain that.
Yeah, sure. Look, I mean, as I said during my panel discussion, we're a national network which is based on SMEs. We're a network that existed in order to empower SMEs in tourism. And how do we empower them? We focus on one issue, and that is to open up market access to them. And we started using and we continue to use international business events as a vehicle to empower SMEs in tourism. Okay, so from the time, in fact, we started late in 2017, and then through our international conferences, starting from the beginning of 2018 to the end of last year, we had facilitated direct business worth 6 million rand for SMEs. By the end of this year we're going to host 5 international business events. By the end of this year, touch wood, we will have facilitated, directly channeled, around 10 million rand to SMEs. So this is when we talk about how everybody should be serious about SMEs, well, we're walking the talk. Because as I said on the panel, our mantra as an organization is if it can be done by an SME, it must be done by an SME. So we go out of our way to say, if we're going to host this conference, of the things that we need to host this conference, what is it that can be supplied by SMEs? And there's so much. Pre- and post-conference tours, airport transfers, decor, audiovisual, entertainment, you name it. There are so many things when you're hosting a business event, any business event, that can be supplied by SMEs. And if you're intentional about giving those opportunities for them, to them, you will empower SMEs. And this is what we, as the network, as the Rendzo Network, are very committed to. And I can boldly say, when it comes to that, we absolutely walk the talk.
Wow, amazing stuff. So as someone that is obviously so, involved with SMEs and all that, and you kind of like have insights of South African business or African business, and if there's someone that is considering becoming an entrepreneur or getting into the space, looking based on what you know, what do you think that people should invest their time in if they want to be successful entrepreneurs in Africa today?
Yeah, look, I think there's a couple of things. Of course, you need to equip yourself with knowledge about the space that you want to go in, right? And it doesn't mean that if you don't have that knowledge up front, you can't go into that space. I give myself as an example. When we started hosting international business events in 2012, I knew zippo about hosting. I didn't know how you get an international event. I had attended many around the world, but I didn't know how you bid for it, you invite it. I didn't know once you have it, what you do with it, who do you connect with. So I had to empower myself with knowledge, But part of empowering yourself with knowledge is trying to understand what networks exist in that industry that you can tap into. So what networks exist in our industry? I mentioned it during the panel. It was convention bureaus. It was those people who specialize in helping a destination bring international business events to the destination. And it was those people who came alongside me and said, okay, you're starting out in bringing international business events into the country and you know nothing about it, we will work with you. Now, in any industry, there will be people who will do that. There will be associations, there will be other businesses that have done it before you, there will be business support organizations. So you need to just take a little bit of time and try and understand what the support ecosystem is and plug yourself into that. We're a network, and so we talk networking all the time. You have to plug yourself into networks. Find out what those networks are, plug yourself in there. Attend events, connect with people, right? If you want to go into business events, for instance, come to Meetings Africa. See who's there, both from South Africa, from outside the country. This is what you have to do. So you have to be proactive, equip yourself with knowledge and information, but you will find that there's actually a lot of support that's available. The challenge is that a lot of our people, the information doesn't flow very well to aspirant entrepreneurs and SMEs about what support is available. But the support is available. We just need to connect the entrepreneurs to that support. It takes a bit of, it takes a lot of proactiveness on their part, but also the support system should be proactive in reaching out to entrepreneurs and saying, this is what we can do with and for you.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm learning a lot. Everybody's going to learn from this interview. Is there anything that you just want to say in closing that I might have missed?
No, look, we're talking meetings here, Meetings Africa. We're talking business events. And I just want to say to your audience, guys, that is a big market, right? And like any other market in our economy, it's been hogged, it's been closed, and so we don't know about it. When we started getting involved in international, because remember, people who travel for conferences, these are business people, these are professionals, they have the money to spend. And, you need to just educate yourself. When we talk about business events, we're differentiating from, your usual events, small events, weddings, and these kinds of things, birthdays. You're talking big money here. The biggest spender in tourism is a business traveler. It's not a leisure traveler. So the people that we bring here, bring a lot of money. And there's an industry that our people need to make it their business to understand, and understand that, it's not just about taking tourists around. There's a lot of stuff that goes into business events. I'm looking at these guys with their audiovisual cameras, people like yourselves. These are all things that plug into business events. And so our people need to, just educate themselves about business events and then educate themselves about how they can get in there. It's a competitive industry, but if you're proactive and if you equip yourself with knowledge, you can play well. We as a company have become, from nowhere, one of the leading professional conference organizers in the country. Self-taught, helped by convention bureaus, wherever we could get knowledge, we went and looked for that knowledge. So it's possible.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.